What do you guys think we could learn from that story?
Better be safe than sorry.
Better be safe than sorry.
And if it doesn't sound right, question it.
Question it. Don't be afraid to question the doctors.
Right. And it's always okay to call Dr. Jackson.
Francis should know.
Francis would. It's always okay to call that doctor if you're not sure.
And you
Make
can be
sure.
gracious when you correct them too.
And you can be gracious when you correct them, absolutely. So, one other thing they did was they worked together as a team. The one left because she'd stayed an hour and a half later because someone had coded, but she picked up the phone and said, "It's okay, call me and ask me any questions," because when you know, when it's shift change and someone goes bad, you don't give a good shift change sometimes. So just always make sure you're getting that shift change through.
Aren't the different disciplines staggered as to what time they clock in somewhat?
Rehab's the only one that doesn't clock in with you guys. You get everybody else is 7 to 7.
The problem I see is like everybody's all tied up right at shift change, and we're giving report, nursing CNA's giving report, nobody's getting to the alarms real quick. And sometimes I'll see like a number of people out in the hall, you know, when the alarms are going off, and it's everybody's business to go. So whoever's there, you know, they get a clean of it.
Including the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you see a patient taking off the monitor, instead of sitting there and wait for the nurse or the tech to come, they may be busy. You see him, why not go in there and assist him?
Yeah.
They ask for a glass of water. It's not only the nurses and the tech's job to do that. So those are things that we have to consider.
And make sure that we can create an atmosphere where we can feel comfortable second guessing each other.
That was one that I really thought of too, because they didn't, you know, the nurse, the night or the day nurse, whoever left, didn't go, "Why are you calling me? Why are you asking me this?" You know, the doctor did a little bit. We kind of expect that from our doctors. They shouldn't, but they do. But the nurses weren't like that with each other. We should, and that should be across all disciplines. It should be okay that someone comes up and, "Hey, why did we lower that? And when we're doing this," or, you know, back and forth kind of a thing, and that should be okay. And half the time it's an education thing. You know, is it, you know, why are we doing this? Okay, well, I didn't know that. Next time I'll know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with as much weaning as we do here, it's more important too that both nursing and respiratory is on the same page, because if somebody's been on heavy sedation and you've got them breathing on their own, that's not a good thing.
Right. Right, and it's the same thing that, you know, if nursing sees their blood pressure is 210 over 110, and you guys are weaning them, and you go in and go, "Why are you weaning them?" And there shouldn't be that defensiveness, and it shouldn't be a, "Why are you weaning them?" It should be, "Hey, did you know that they were 210 over 110?
Propofol dripping, you trying to wean them.
I appreciate hearing something like that, because we should be slamming them back on the vent. Chances are, because they're stressed out.
Right, so, you know, that courtesy back and forth of not blaming them and listening to, and not taking it defensively, and not taking it back, that's, and then.
I mean, we just have to communicate more as a team, especially on the day shift. We can see where everybody's over nursing. We are, you know, there's not a teamwork. There's a talking down to not as a team.
Well, if I see that respiratory is in the process of weaning a patient or putting them up from a vent to a trach collar or whatever, I will go ask them, "Are you okay?" They're agitated. "Are you okay if I give them something?" I check with them to make sure it's okay if I give them something for pain or for agitation, because I know that may compromise what they're trying to do, so I do follow up with that.
And I think that, yeah, especially as sick as our patients are, and everything we're trying to do here to get them well and out in as short a time as we are, that's important to make sure we're all communicating and making sure everybody's on the same page.
And you might not know that respiratory's getting ready to start that, because, you know, it might be somebody they haven't weaned in forever, and then all of a sudden that's the day they decide to, and you still got them ordered for this, that, and the other, and you might want to hold off on it.
You know, we could learn to factor in our family's discomfort. I saw where I think the wife, Robin, was tired, had been here 24 hours, and the nurse told her, you know, go on home and promised that she would let her know if anything changed in the condition. And that's important because I came across a patient today, a family member that said that their mother had been moved to SCU and she had not even been notified. And so she walked into the room and she said, you know, was quite shocked.
Right.
We must be sensitive to the family and their needs. And the fact that they're having to come here and go to work and continue whatever else that they're doing and try to just help them out in any way that we can.
And that was, I circled Robin because we all know a Robin that's here. We all know the wife or the husband or the children that haven't left their significant other for weeks and weeks and weeks. And, you know, when they get here, it takes them a little bit to build that trust. And a lot of times when they're here is the first time they leave that family member. And that takes a lot of trust in our staff to say, okay, I'm gonna leave for 12 hours and actually go get a good night's rest. So, you know, that's very important to communicate with them because we need them to trust us to do that.